everybody. Welcome to the Just Gimme the Mic show. I am your host, Coco, and we just launched. We're fairly new here on BronxNet. Very excited to bring our show to you. On this show, we do interview a variety of guests. So, we let you come on, highlight your skills, and share your skills, your talents, your crafts, your gifts with our audience. So we're very happy to be here on BronxNet. Very excited about the new launch. And if you're interested in being featured here on the show, make sure you reach out to me at JustGimmeTheMic1@gmail.com. Send me a little clip or something of what you do, your special talent, or send me a note and let me know, and we will contact you so we can feature you here on the show. So today I'm excited because we have great guests joining me today. We have the Elements of Hip Hop in the building, so very excited to have them join us. And we have Mikey Destruction, formerly of the LA Posse, right? And the Main Source. And we also have Grand Wizard Rasheen in the building joining us today. Where you going? Look. And we have DJ Mike Mercury, who you will soon see in a couple of moments. So we're going to sit. I want them to first start off the interview telling us about, why don't I ask you, Mikey B, tell us about the whole foundation and the essence of Elements of Hip Hop.
Excuse me. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But Elements of Hip Hop, it was just a little idea that DJ Mercury and myself came with, because I was having a birthday party November the 25th. I needed a DJ, and Mercury said he would do it. You know what I mean? And he brought his equipment down from Albany, and the party was a nice turnout.
Okay.
And we was opened off the way he was getting down on the turntables and stuff like that.
He's like,
so we hadn't been out in a while, you know what I mean? And I wanted to come back out new and reinvent myself with a whole new look. Okay. So I asked Merc, if he would be down to be the DJ along with my other DJ, Johnny Quest. And he was like, bet. But at that particular time, Johnny Quest was acting a certain way, you know what I mean? It wasn't no jealousy thing or no beef. He just wasn't feeling it the way we was feeling it. So Quest kind of pulled out, and Mercury was like, yo, I'm with it, man. Elements of Hip Hop, that's a dope name.
That is.
And then he was like, yo, I got another DJ, Grand Wizard Rasheen. He's a beast. So I met Rasheen at the radio station up in Albany, and it's been a wrap ever since. You know what I mean? We've been doing it.
So 2 DJs and 1 MC.
That's DJs, 1 MC. I'm in 4-wheel drive.
Yes, you definitely are. Now, I want y'all all to kind of give us a little background, because I know that you was in the... Tell us a little bit about your background individually.
Excuse me. Allergies is acting up.
I know.
First, I was with the group LA Posse, along with DJ Johnny Quest and, the late, great Paul C. McCaskey.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I won the 1988 New Music Seminar, Battle for World Supremacy.
Nice.
Best rapper in the world.
Battle of World Supremacy. Y'all hear that?
World
That sounds
Supremacy
very serious.
Champion.
Yes.
A lot of people also remember me from being partners with LL Cool J in the early days before the records. From LA Posse, I moved on to Main Source. You know what I mean? I didn't make Looking at the Front Door. Let's clarify that. That was Large Professor. Large Professor. He didn't want to be a part of the group due to management and other factors, so he left the group, and I picked up where he left off. So
what year was that?
I was in Main Source. I got down with them in '92.
Okay.
And we released the album called F What You Think in 1994.
Yes. Okay.
And so then I moved on and just raised my daughter and took it light, and then now it's Elements of Hip Hop, and we in the building.
Now you are back. So now this right here is a song. Is that one of the songs that you did?
Actually, that's the song, the single that I did with Main Source.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
It's called What You Need.
Pitch?
What You Need is the source.
What You Need, okay. Yeah. And then Wild Pitch was the label at that point.
Right.
That was a while ago. Wow, I remember that.
Yeah, Wild Pitch Records.
Is that like kind of stem from the Bronx? Did that stem from?
Wild Pitch was in Manhattan.
It was in Manhattan. Because I know I spoke to a couple of other artists that was actually down with Wild Pitch. And I said, what happened to Wild Pitch? Because they were major. They were signing a lot of people
they was
back in the day. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so DJ Mercury, you want to talk to us a little? You leaving now?
Well,
I got to go to my crates real quick.
Okay, go to the crate shop. I'll be
anyway,
back.
let's introduce Rashid,
Yeah,
and then
Grand
I'll
Wizard
talk
Rashid.
about Mercury for him.
Okay.
You know, because sometimes Mercury gets tongue-tied and he's a
Some
little
people
shy.
speak with their hands.
Bottle for my medication.
Oh,
medication.
Lord, he forgot his medication.
So we're gonna let Rashid.
Yeah,
do the
Grand
talking.
Wizard Rashid, you tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, they call me Grand Wizard Rashid. I'm from Southwest Philly.
Nice.
I started like in DJing around about 1976.
Wow.
And I had my
I
own
was a
radio
baby.
station.
I
had
mean-
my own radio station in Southwest Philly.
Nice.
You know, and I was a dancer too. I had a group called Franchise Dancers, and in the group Franchise Dancers, we had a young boy named Cash Money.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Y'all know him as DJ Cash Money, Jerome Huber.
I remember the name.
All
Yeah.
right, so I taught him how to mix after we used to finish our practice. He used to come to the room and learn how to mix. Then after he learned how to mix, he used to ride his bike over Jazzy Jeff house. You know what I mean? Around the corner and show Jeff.
Big mode of transportation
Yeah,
at
he
that
just-
point, right? The bicycle.
Yeah, he used to show Jeff what I showed him.
Wow.
Right? And then me and Cash.
From the Fresh Prince?
Yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah,
Jazzy
Fat
Jeff?
Prince was in our group too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, he
nice.
was
Okay.
he was one of our rappers. He was a young boy rapper. But,
Nice. Y'all both dealt with two major elements within the industry, LL Cool J and
Yeah.
Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince.
And then,
That's hot.
Basically, I'm the one that the way that the battle style set of the turntables with the tone on to the front. Basically, they got that from me.
Oh.
You know what I mean? They call it battle style, but it's Grand Wizard Rashid style. Southwest
Now
Philly.
you know the original
that.
sauce, okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, when you turn your tables to like the side, yeah. If you turn your tables,
We're going to show the whole, we're going to do a
turn your
nice little
tables to the
performance
side, you
piece.
got that from me.
Okay.
And also, basically,
So you physically turn it sideways and
yeah, I did
like,
it that way so I could go faster.
Oh.
And, you know, create my cuts and tricks.
I seen him do like the elbow, the
Yeah.
chin, is there any part that you use your nose before?
Yeah, I could mix with any part of my body.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's major.
You
That's
know?
major.
Too much information.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
can be. It can be if you don't stop, right? If you don't
Also,
stop.
basically, everybody that's from Philly that won the world championship supremacy, I taught. They
Wow.
learned from using my style.
Wow, big ups to you for that, yeah.
You know, and they'll tell you so.
Y'all,
And
as a
that's who
matter
I
of
am.
fact, they will see a nice performance coming up really, really soon. So, all right,
Yeah.
so going back, I gotta go back to when like y'all first started at It's the Game. You said 1970 something, and Mikey said back in the day. We're gonna keep quoting out the dates here. You know what I'm saying? All the years. How was hip hop? Explain hip hop. Explain DJing at that point. I want y'all to break down the two different sides of the music game at that point.
Well, for me, when I was coming up, hip hop was fun. You know what I mean? It was a little more competitive. You know, you had to have skills. You know what I mean? It wasn't who you know. It was what you knew, and you really
Yeah,
had
rep
to
in the
demonstrate
street,
that.
right?
You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, it was a lot more competitive. It was a lot more creative. You know, it wasn't a multi-billionaire industry that it is now.
I know.
So we were rocking from our hearts and not from our pockets. It wasn't all about a paycheck. It was all about building your reputation up in the street.
True.
You know, being known for being nice or whatever. You know, that's how it was for me. And you know,
Was that like the main thing, like how people knew you in the streets, like with your reputation?
Exactly, because you know, I wasn't me for myself. I wasn't a troublemaker. I couldn't fight. I was cute, so dudes hated me anyway.
Yeah, but I know about you going to the different neighborhoods, like where so-and-so calling rappers out, doing
Yeah, well,
that.
because see, although I wasn't a fighter or a gangster, I was very, very competitive.
And you was
You know what
repping
I mean?
hip-hop hard.
So I was, and hip hop was in me. Like a lot of people learn how to do this. I was born to do this.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I came out, once I discovered hip hop or hip hop discovered me, there was no turning back. It's like you
hot.
can look at some
That's
people
hot.
and you could tell that person is a fireman, that person is a cop.
Yeah, CEO,
they can look
yeah.
at me and they see an MC, a
Yeah.
real rapper.
No, you're
I
right.
am hip hop.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So that's how it was for me.
Okay. And how about the DJ scene?
Well, on me, it was coming up in Philly. It was a lot of DJs.
No?
But no, it was a lot of DJs.
was a
but-
lot, okay.
But they wasn't scratching You know what I mean? It was mostly
Doing all the
blended.
tricks and everything.
Yeah, they wasn't really doing all that. Not when I was coming up.
Uh-huh.
You know, after I did it, they was doing it. But
So you inspired.
yeah.
So what inspired you to try out using different parts? Was it to stand out? Was it to just be different? Like, what was your inspiration to be like, let me scratch on my nose today? You know, like, where do you come up with that? Where did that come from?
That come from well, my first experience of hip hop, truthfully, was listening to tapes from Grandmaster Cass, Grandmaster Flash. You know, all those bootleg tapes, they used to come in and we used to get them. I like my crew was the first to get them, so we listened to them and study them, and we listen to the beats they playing and all that, and then we go out and like, all right, I want to, get me some beats. I want to get me some records, and for me being a dancer, I wanted to do my dancing and mix at the same time. That's where the tricks came in at.
Like, how could you get both of those elements in a part of your routine when you was out performing? But I already know, like, coming up, like, New York was looked upon as the source, right? Like the heart of hip hop. Even though the other states had their own local celebrities, it was like, okay, you had a tape from New York, you had that fire, right? Everybody's like, yo, you got that fire right there. So, all right, so we know the climate was totally different. Do you think that hip hop became generational at some point? Like, because, I mean, I guess growing up and entering the scene as an artist, you can only really rap about what you know about, right?
Right.
Otherwise, you can't really be considered real with it. So do you find, I've heard some people say that hip hop is generational. Do you believe that?
It depends on what you mean by generational. Because
okay, let's say like Melly Melon, for example, talking about poverty, like certain social topics that they discussed coming up.
Well, I understand that. To an extent, it is generational. But then you have, you have certain artists that stay in that time. You know what I mean?
Look, too long?
You know what I mean? Some artists just stay stuck in whatever time that was that they were representing instead of evolving. Like, my man DJ Mercury, for instance. We're going to break it down on the DJ.
Yes, that's DJ
Mercury just recently embraced the technology because he wouldn't use Serato, and he still doesn't. He doesn't use, listen.
You need the mic now, right?
Look,
you need the mic? Okay.
But what I'm saying is, like, a lot of people just stay stuck in that time. And you know what I mean? They lose their relevancy.
Yeah.
Basically,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's when it becomes generational because that's why they came up with these terms: old school and new school,
separated.
Now school, then school.
Yeah.
I mean, see, with me, I evolve. I stay in my lane. I don't listen to the radio because I don't want to sound like nobody.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was born to do this. I didn't learn how to do this, and I still.
Maybe that's why it's so easy for you.
Yeah.
To kind of transform, you keep evolving. You keep pushing yourself.
And I reinvent myself. Like, you know what I mean?
A lot of artists, I can see that not being an easy task. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some people, it's not easy.
And not to be tooting my own horn, but when I was younger, like a lot of people, when I was coming out in the 80s, a lot of people wasn't ready for me lyrically. And anybody that knows me from those days that listened to my record, if you listen to my records now from the 80s, I was always ahead of my time.
See, so
right now, what I'm doing is just catching on.
I was about to say, are we catching up now? Is that how you say it?
I've been doing it. Same thing with Rasheen. Same thing with Mercury. The stuff that we're doing.